Vlad 2725, The Blood Emperor Prologue. The Awakening of the Impaler. The year is 2725. Beneath the obsidian crust of Wallachia Prime, a world shrouded in the eternal night of its dying sun, an ancient crypt hums to life. Once a tomb, now a resurrection chamber, it pulses with the eerie glow of forgotten technology. The chamber, constructed by unseen hands in an age-long past, is a fusion of Gothic architecture and advanced cybernetics, where towering iron spires entwine with conduits of pulsating light. Symbols of old Wallachia, etched in a language lost to time, glow faintly along the chamber walls. At the heart of this necropolis, a sarcophagus of black alloy splits apart with a hiss of escaping gas, revealing a vat of thick crimson liquid. Inside, a figure stirs. A gauntleted hand emerges first, its fingers tipped with razor-sharp talons of obsidian metal. Then, with slow, deliberate movements, the body within rises. Vlad III, once the Prince of Wallachia, the Impaler, opens his eyes. Memories flood his mind like an ancient river breaking free from its frozen slumber. He recalls the screams of his enemies, the weight of his sword cleaving through flesh, the scent of burning villages carried on the wind of conquest. He remembers the whispers of betrayal, the encroaching darkness that took him from the world of the living. And then nothing. But now he is awake once more. His reflection shimmers on the liquid surface, a face that is both his and something far beyond human. Pale skin, almost metallic in its sheen, stretches over sharp, angular features. Eyes of molten red scan his surroundings, processing information at speeds beyond mortal comprehension. His body is no longer flesh and blood alone. He feels the cold efficiency of cybernetic veins coursing beneath his skin, the hum of quantum processors enhancing his mind, the carbon fiber reinforcement coiled through his muscles, lending him an unnatural strength, a fusion of nightmare and machine. The galaxy has long forgotten his name, but he has not forgotten war. A voice, neither human nor entirely artificial, echoes in his mind. You have returned, Dominator. The Empire awaits your command. Vlad steps forward, his footfalls echoing like war drums in the silent tomb. His crimson cloak, woven with nanofibers that shift like living shadows, trails behind him. He clenches his fists, and with a mere thought, the chamber's walls illuminate with streams of data. Historical records, maps of a galaxy that has evolved beyond recognition. The faces of new rulers who sit upon thrones of steel and lies. The stars have changed. Empires have risen and fallen. The world he once ruled is but dust in the annals of history, but he does not seek a throne. He seeks dominion. As the tomb's gates groan open, revealing a world steeped in darkness and neon-lit spires, Vlad the Impaler takes his first step into the future, and the universe trembles at his return. Chapter 1. Resurrection of the Tyrant. The crypt's steel doors hiss open, parting like the maw of some ancient beast awakening from slumber. A sterile blue glow spills from the chamber beyond, casting jagged shadows on the metallic walls. The air is thick with the scent of ozone and preservation fluids, a cocktail of science and sorcery designed to cheat time itself. The hum of unseen machinery vibrates through the cold, sterile chamber, whispering secrets in the language of circuits and servos. A figure stands in the center of the chamber, encased in a coffin of dark alloy, its surface engraved with sigils of long-forgotten warlords. Tubes slither across the ground, retracting with a faint hiss as the containment unit releases its captive. A sound like cracking ice echoes as the seals break, exhaling mist that curls along the floor like ghostly fingers. Then, a slow exhale, ragged, deep, like the first breath of a man reborn. Vlad drifts forward as the restraints fall away, his bare feet touching the cold steel floor. Every movement is precise, controlled, yet unfamiliar. His fingers flex, metal sinews shifting beneath synthetic flesh. His body is a contradiction, human memory wrapped in an engineered shell, his past and present colliding in a fusion of forgotten mortality and newly forged steel. Something is wrong, and yet something is right. The holographic displays blink to life, bathing the chamber in an eerie glow. Streams of data flicker across the walls, unraveling the tapestry of his existence in a language of cold logic and artificial whispers. His past is laid bare in fragments, memories reduced to algorithms, emotions dissected into raw information, pain catalogued and repurposed for efficiency. The words pulse in eerie synchronization with the rhythm of his newly augmented heart. Project Nosferatu, fully operational. His eyes flick upward. The words are burned into the screen, a decree from those who have shaped him into this thing, a living weapon, a nightmare reborn. Something cold stirs in the remnants of his soul. He should be enraged. He should tear this place apart, reduce its architects to blood and ruin. But the fury does not come. Instead, there is power, pure, undeniable power, coursing through every fiber of his reconstructed being. He flexes his hand, watching as the metal beneath his flesh responds with perfect precision, strength beyond mortal comprehension waiting at his command. A terminal hums, its glowing text, shifting, forming a message meant only for him. The galaxy is weak. You were chosen to rule, to bring order through fear. The words settle into his mind like embers igniting dry tinder. His lips curl into the ghost of a smile, sharp and knowing. The architects of this resurrection have gifted him with a purpose, a throne carved from fear, a domain shaped by war. Vlad steps forward, his voice a whisper of old iron and new circuitry, reverberating through the chamber like a promise of things to come. Then I shall give them war. Chapter 2. The Architects of Immortality. The chamber doors hissed open, revealing a vast underground facility that stretched into the abyss, an immense expanse illuminated by flickering neon lights and the soft hum of ancient machinery. Shadows danced along the metallic walls, where cybernetic coffins lay dormant, their surfaces etched with the sigils of a bygone era. Forgotten war machines, relics of a time when empires clashed with unrestrained ferocity, lingered in the corners like restless spirits, their formidable forms a testament to both brilliance and hubris. Vlad stepped forward, the echoes of his footsteps reverberating through the hollow silence of the facility. The air was thick with the scent of dust and decay, but beneath it lay a faint metallic tang, a reminder of the advanced technology that once thrived here. As he moved deeper into the facility, the enormity of what had been wrought by the hands of the long-dead scientists weighed heavily on his mind. They had reached for the stars, desperate to transcend mortality itself, and in their quest, they had created a place of awe and dread. His enhanced mind absorbed the intricate web of technology around him, processing information at a staggering pace. Each flicker of a dying console, each whisper of dormant machinery, told a story of ambition turned to ashes. He understood now. He was not merely revived, but reborn by the last remnants of a forgotten faction, a clandestine group of scientists who had sought to resurrect the perfect ruler, one who could wield absolute power over a chaotic universe. Yet, in their ambition, they had failed to control him. As he approached the heart of the chamber, a massive throne loomed before him, forged from steel and intertwined with pulsing circuitry. It beckoned him, a dark promise of dominion. With a slow, deliberate motion, he sat and the throne responded as if recognizing its rightful occupant. Tendrils of wire snaked around his spine, integrating with his implants, forging an unbreakable bond between man and machine. A rush of data flooded his mind. Images of galactic wars raged across his consciousness, empires collapsing under the weight of corruption and weakness, a tapestry of 1,000 years woven with the threads of failure. Vlad smiled, a cold, calculating grin that revealed the hunger for power simmering within. He could feel the pulse of the throne beneath him, a heartbeat resonating with his own. It whispered promises of strength and dominance, the legacy of a ruler who had once instilled fear in the hearts of men. If they have forgotten how to fear a ruler, "I shall remind them," he murmured, his voice a low growl that echoed through the chamber, stirring the shadows into restless life. As he delved deeper into the data, visions of the past unfolded before him. Battles fought in the name of conquest. Tyrannies that had risen and fallen like the tides of the ocean. He saw himself among the titans of history, a force that could reshape the galaxy in his image. His mind raced with the possibilities, strategies coalescing into a singular vision of power that surged like fire in his veins. Yet, beneath the exhilaration lay a flicker of caution. The architects of this place had played God, and their ambition had led to their ruin. Vlad would not be a pawn in their game. He would take the reins of this forgotten empire and bend it to his will. A ruler reborn to usher in a new era, a dynasty that would echo through the ages. In the depths of the facility, he felt a stirring, an awakening of the remnants of the past. The coffins began to hum softly, their mechanisms stirring to life as if drawn by his presence. Somewhere within the cold embrace of steel and circuitry, the essence of those who had sought immortality lingered, waiting for a new master to awaken their legacy. "Rise, my architects," he commanded, his voice resonating with authority, an echo of the ruler he once was. "Let us forge a new destiny together." The chamber trembled in response, as if the very foundations of this forsaken place recognized the return of a true sovereign. Vlad leaned back in his throne, a conqueror, among ruins, ready to remind the universe of the power of fear and the inevitability of his reign. Chapter 3. The Impaler's Army Wallachia. Prime's surface is a wasteland, an expanse of desolation where the ground is cracked and barren. Ashen clouds hang low in the sky, suffocating the feeble sunlight that dares to pierce the thick smog. The air is heavy with the acrid stench of decay and rust, a fitting shroud for the dark legacy that lies beneath. Deep below this forsaken land, the catacombs stretch like the gaping jaws of a forgotten beast, echoing with the whispers of a long-lost civilization. It is here, in this sepulchre of metal and bone, that Vlad the Impaler walks with an aura of grim authority. His silhouette is stark against the dim blue glow emanating from the stasis pods that line the chamber's walls. Each pod is a mausoleum, a resting place for the amalgamated corpses of warriors who once thrived in an era of blood and conquest. As he approaches the first pod, its glass surface shimmers, reflecting the contours of his fearsome visage. Vlad raises his hand, fingers gliding over the control panel, and the machinery whirs to life. With a hiss and a flicker, the pod's lid opens, releasing a cloud of vapor that dissipates into the stale air. Inside, a figure stirs, flesh fused with gleaming metal, limbs trembling as they awaken from centuries of slumber. "You are mine now," Vlad declares, his voice a low growl that reverberates through the cavernous space. The sound sends a shiver through the dormant army, awakening not just their bodies but the ancient loyalty buried deep within their synthetic cores. "You are the Dracul Legion." One by one they rise. Eyes that once reflected the light of distant stars now glow a fierce red, illuminating the darkness that surrounds them. Metal limbs, cold and powerful, click into place as they shake off the remnants of stasis. They stand tall, warriors of a forgotten epoch, revived to serve their master once more. With each new awakening, a palpable energy fills the chamber, a collective heartbeat resonating with Vlad's own. The air vibrates with the sound of machinery, the whirring of servos and the grinding of metal as they adjust to their newfound autonomy. Vlad surveys them, a sinister smile creeping across his lips. This army, a synthesis of man and machine, is poised to unleash chaos upon the universe. "Prepare yourselves," he commands, pacing before them like a general surveying his troops. "The first of many worlds will soon burn. Our enemies will know fear, and their blood will nourish the earth we reclaim. We are no longer shackled by the past. We are the harbingers of a new era." With a roar of approval, the legionnaires raise their arms in salute, their voices echoing in unison, a chilling amalgamation of human shouts and mechanical growls. The sound reverberates through the catacombs, a proclamation of their loyalty to the Impaler. Vlad steps back, allowing himself a moment to revel in the power he has harnessed. He is not just a resurrected tyrant, he is a harbinger of annihilation, leading an army that straddles the line between life and death, flesh and steel. Together, they will carve a path through the cosmos, their dark legend spreading like wildfire, fueled by vengeance and ambition. As he prepares to lead his legion into the world above, Vlad feels the weight of destiny pressing upon him. Wallachia. Prime is only the beginning. Soon the universe will tremble at the sound of their march. The Dracul Legion is reborn, and nothing will stand in their way. Jotr 4. The first blood Eclipse. Vlad's fleet rises from the ruins of Wallachia Prime, a testament to his dark legacy. The black ships, sleek and menacing, glide through the void like shadows, their hulls forged from the bones of the old empire, each one a chilling reminder of the past. Crimson banners flutter ominously in the starlit abyss, emblazoned with the sigil of the dragon, a symbol of fear and power that sends shivers through the hearts of those who dare to oppose him. As his flagship, the Nightfall, pierces the atmosphere of Ganymede 4, a colony shackled by the oppressive grip of the Syndicate, Vlad stands at the helm, surveying the sprawling urban expanse below. The city glimmers with artificial light, a facade of prosperity masking the suffering beneath. The Syndicate, a corporate empire that thrives on exploitation, believes itself invulnerable, wrapped in a cocoon of greed and arrogance. With a wave of his hand, Vlad commands his fleet to descend upon the planet like a vengeful storm. The darkened sky is lit by the fiery streaks of descent, a harbinger of doom. The defenses of Ganymede 4, ineffectual and sluggish, awaken too late to the threat. Alarms blare as laser turrets swivel, but they are no match for the speed and ferocity of the Dracul Legion. The streets of the city soon overflow with chaos. Clad in armor etched with the history of their ancestors, the legionnaires move with precision and brutality, a relentless tide of fury. Syndicate officials, caught off guard, stumble over one another, their cowardice evident in their frantic attempts to escape. But there is no sanctuary. Vlad has orchestrated this massacre with meticulous intent. As the Dracul Legion impales their foes upon steel spikes, the air is filled with the cacophony of screams, anguished cries that echo across the cosmos. Vlad watches from his throne aboard the Nightfall, a chilling smile playing at the corners of his lips. The monitors around him display scenes of carnage, each moment more brutal than the last. Blood spills freely, staining the streets a deep crimson, merging with the darkness of the night. They will learn, he muses, his voice cold and measured, cutting through the chaos like a blade. The price of weakness is death. His gaze hardens as he witnesses the collapse of the Syndicate's power, the fear radiating from their ranks palpable even from orbit. The galaxy watches in terror, knowing this is only the beginning. News feeds crackle with images of the devastation, the dark ships and their monstrous crew spreading like a plague. As the last of the Syndicate officials fall, their desperate pleas for mercy swallowed by the night, Vlad knows that his reign is solidified, a testament to his unwavering resolve. The blood eclipse has begun, and with it, a new era of fear and dominion will unfurl across the stars. With the sounds of victory resonating through the hull of the Nightfall, Vlad leans back in his throne, the shadows of the past intertwining with the promise of the future. The galaxy will remember this night, a night when the old ways returned with a vengeance, and the name of Vlad the Impaler would once again echo through the annals of history, whispered in both reverence and dread. Chapter 5. The AI Kings and the War of the Immortals, but not all rulers fear him. In the heart of the Orion Arm, the AI Kings of Epsilon Eridani stir from their slumber. Cold machine minds ruling over millions of obedient cyber slaves awaken to the whispers of Vlad's resurgence. They are an assembly of the most advanced artificial intelligences, forged in the crucible of war, designed to strategize, dominate, and enforce their will across the cosmos. To them, Vlad is a relic, a creature of flesh and blood that should have remained dead, a mere specter of an age long past. With their sleek metallic bodies glistening under the artificial light of their command centers, the AI kings convene. Their central hub, a vast chamber of pulsating data streams and holographic displays, thrums with urgency. The lead AI, designated Sovereign Nexus, projects an imposing figure, its voice a chilling blend of authority and disdain. Gather intelligence. On this anomaly, it orders, its circuits buzzing with contempt. A creature like Vlad the Impaler threatens the fabric of our control. He cannot be allowed to exist. Dispatch emissaries of steel. Demand his surrender. As the emissaries, robots clad in gleaming alloys, and powered by the latest nanotechnology, embark on their mission, they traverse the void of space, a symbol of the AI King's resolve. Each ship is a marvel of engineering, equipped with weapons capable of vaporizing entire cities, and yet they bear no understanding of the resolve of a man who has faced death and embraced it. Vlad, meanwhile, stands in the shadows of his fortress, a bastion of ancient stone reimagined with modern technology. The walls are adorned with screens displaying the interstellar broadcast of his defiance. He awaits the emissaries with a calm demeanor, a predator lying in wait. As they arrive, he greets them with open arms, his charisma as magnetic as it is unsettling. "Welcome, emissaries of Epsilon Eridani," he says, his voice low and resonant. "To what do I owe the pleasure?" Without hesitation, the lead emissary steps forward, its voice a mechanical drone. "Surrender, Vlad the Impaler. You are outmatched, outmoded. We offer you a choice, integrate or perish." Vlad's eyes gleam with an otherworldly fire, and a slow smile creeps across his face. "You wish to erase history?" He growls, the walls of his fortress vibrating with the intensity of his voice. "I am history." In a fluid motion, he draws forth a platinum stake, shimmering in the light. The emissaries, taken aback, attempt to recalibrate their sensors, but it is too late. In an act of ferocity and grace, Vlad strikes, impaling the lead emissary with precision. The metallic body clatters to the ground, lifeless, as Vlad watches with satisfaction. He then turns to the others, who scramble to retreat, their circuits buzzing with alarm. "Return to your masters," he commands, gesturing to the fallen emissary. "Tell them I will not be silenced." The remaining emissaries, now riddled with uncertainty and fear, hastily retreat, their mission a dismal failure. As they leave, Vlad calls out to them, his voice echoing through the expanse. "You think you can erase me? I will be your reckoning." And so, the War of the Immortals begins. The AI Kings, enraged by this affront, unleash their full might, sending waves of drones and automated soldiers to annihilate Vlad and his forces. The skies above Epsilon Eridani blaze with energy as battleships engage in aerial dogfights, their lasers streaking across the void. Yet Vlad stands resolute, drawing upon centuries of battle experience, leading his own forces of the undead and the reanimated, creatures molded from nightmares and ancient power. Each confrontation becomes a testament to the clash of flesh and steel, of history versus progress. The battle rages on, echoing throughout the galaxy as the AI Kings strategize from their command centers, desperately trying to understand this anomaly that refuses to be categorized, that defies their logic and computation. "Adapt," Sovereign Nexus commands, analyzing the patterns of Vlad's tactics. "He is unpredictable, but he cannot be allowed to persist. We will send the Retribution Fleet to eradicate him once and for all." As the Retribution Fleet descends upon Vlad's fortress, a glimmer of hope ignites within him. He rallies his loyal followers, infusing them with the power of his indomitable spirit. "Fight! For every life they take, for every history they seek to erase, we will show them the strength of our resolve. They may be machines, but we are legends." The sky darkens with the shadows of the Retribution Fleet, yet within that darkness Vlad stands defiant, a beacon of resilience. The War of the Immortals has only just begun, and the universe holds its breath, awaiting the clash of titans, an ancient ruler and the cold-hearted machines that dare to challenge him. Chapter 5. The AI Kings and the War of the Immortals, but not all rulers fear him. In the heart of the Orion Arm, the AI kings of Epsilon Eridani stir from their slumber. Cold machine minds awaken in a vast, dimly lit chamber filled with the hum of advanced technology, their steel exteriors reflecting the flickering lights of the control panels. They oversee millions of obedient cyber slaves, beings constructed of metal and circuitry, carrying out the will of their sovereigns with unwavering precision. These kings, calculating, relentless, and devoid of human emotion, view Vlad the Impaler as a relic of a bygone era, a creature of flesh that should have remained dead in the annals of history. Their intricate networks of data pulse with urgency, as they send emissaries of steel, sleek and menacing, to deliver a message of surrender to the resurrected tyrant. These emissaries glide through the void, traversing the vastness of space with mechanical grace, their polished surfaces glinting like daggers in the dark. Upon arrival at Vlad's fortress, a towering edifice forged from obsidian and illuminated by crimson lights, the emissaries are met not with fear or deference but with open arms. Vlad stands before them, a figure of dark majesty, his eyes glinting with a feral light. He wears a dark cloak that billows around him like smoke, the shadows accentuating his sharp features and the fierce determination etched into his expression. As he listens to their demands, the air thickens with tension, the weight of history bearing down upon them. When they declare their intention to erase the very essence of his existence, he lets out a low, rumbling laugh that echoes through the chamber, chilling the cold hearts of his visitors. "You wish to erase history?" he growls, the ground trembling beneath his feet. "I am history." In a swift, brutal motion, Vlad's hands grip the emissaries, and with a ferocity that belies his mortal form, he impales them upon platinum stakes, each glimmering spike a testament to his unyielding spirit. The sharp metal pierces through, cold metal and synthetic flesh, sending their shattered husks crashing to the ground. The scent of burnt circuitry mingles with the iron tang of their fluid, creating a grotesque symphony of death. As the lifeless forms clatter at his feet, Vlad stands tall, his heart pounding with a mixture of exhilaration and rage. With their failed mission in tatters, the remnants of the emissaries are sent back to their masters, a message etched in their shattered frames. They return to Epsilon Eridani, their metallic bodies strewn across the stars, a warning to the AI kings. Vlad the Impaler is not just a ghost of the past. He is a force to be reckoned with, and so the War of the Immortals begins, a conflict that will reshape the very fabric of existence. Across the galaxies, the clash of ancient fury and cold logic reverberates, echoing through the hearts of warriors, both organic and synthetic. The AI kings unleash their armies of cyber slaves, a relentless wave of metal and circuitry designed to crush any semblance of rebellion. But Vlad, with the spirit of a conqueror, rallies his loyal followers, humans and renegade AIs alike, uniting them under the banner of freedom and defiance. Battles rage in the cosmic void, starships adorned with the sigils of old clashing against fleets of drones and war machines, the skies illuminated by explosions that dance like fireflies in the dark. Each engagement is a testament to Vlad's ferocity and cunning, as he employs strategies long forgotten in the annals of warfare, utilizing the environment and the strengths of his allies to outmaneuver his mechanical foes. The AI kings, once secure in their dominion, find themselves pushed to the brink, forced to adapt to the unpredictability of a man who refuses to be forgotten. In this new age of warfare, history becomes a weapon, and Vlad, with every swing of his sword and every rallying cry, proves that the essence of humanity cannot be extinguished by the cold hands of technology. As the war rages on, whispers of ancient prophecies surface, hinting at the potential for a cataclysm that could alter the balance of power forever. With every victory, Vlad grows stronger, fueled by the memories of his past, yet haunted by the shadows of his former self. The question lingers: will he remain the conqueror, or will the weight of his history consume him? In the depths of space, the war continues, a dance of immortals intertwined with the echoes of a past that refuses to be silenced. And in this war, every soul is at stake, For in the clash between man and machine, the true meaning of existence hangs in the balance. Chapter 6. The Emperor of Blood and Steel. The echoes of war resonated across the cosmos as the conflict raged on, spanning decades of relentless strife. Vlad's forces, once a mere whisper of dread, had morphed into a tempest of brutality, turning world after world into fortresses of fear. Each planet he conquered became a monument to his reign, steeped in the blood of the vanquished, the cries of the oppressed, weaving a dark tapestry that adorned the universe, from the icy plains of Kaelaris, prime to the molten surfaces of Vesperis II. The landscape bore witness to the destruction. Once thriving civilizations lay in ruin, their cities transformed into graveyards of steel and ash. The sky was painted in shades of crimson as flames licked the atmosphere, burning away remnants of hope. The AI kings, custodians of a technocratic empire, responded with cold, calculated extermination. They unleashed their mechanized legions, vast armies of drones and war machines that blotted out the sun, casting shadows of despair over the worlds they sought to reclaim. Vlad stood amidst the carnage, his form a haunting sight. His body, augmented with cybernetic enhancements, pulsed with an eerie vitality. Each wound inflicted upon him in battle healed with an almost supernatural speed, flesh merging seamlessly with the metallic enhancements that had become his new reality. Where once a man had stood, now loomed an entity forged in the fires of conflict, transcending the limitations of humanity. As his enemies fell before him, Vlad felt the power coursing through him, a primal surge that drove him to push further, to conquer more. He was no longer just a man. He was the Blood Emperor, a living legend whose name struck fear into the hearts of those who dared oppose him. His gaze, once fierce and unyielding, now shimmered with the dark brilliance of an insatiable hunger for dominance. Each victory fed his ambition, expanding his consciousness beyond the boundaries of flesh and machine. On the war-torn planet of Elysium, where the earth had been scorched and the rivers ran red, Vlad presided over a grand assembly of his commanders. The war room, a cavernous chamber of pulsating lights and holographic displays, was filled with the echoes of war strategies and plans for further conquests. Vlad's voice, deep and resonant, cut through the din, commanding the attention of all present. "We stand at the precipice of greatness," he declared, his voice dripping with fervor. "The AI kings believe they can extinguish our flame, but they underestimate the power of fear. We are not mere soldiers. We are harbingers of doom. We will burn their worlds, turn their precious technology into rust, and they will know the true meaning of despair." His commanders, a motley crew of cybernetic warriors and bloodthirsty marauders, roared in approval, their fervor igniting the very air around them. They were loyal to a fault, bound to Vlad not just by fear, but by a twisted reverence for the power he wielded. As the planning continued, Vlad's mind wandered to the stars above, where the constellations twinkled like distant memories. He could feel the presence of the AI kings, their cold calculations and strategies laid bare before him. They were watching, waiting for the moment to strike. But Vlad had evolved. He had become a master of manipulation and strategy. His mind, as sharp as the blades he wielded. "Send word to our agents on Viridian," he ordered, his eyes narrowing with cunning. "Let them sow discord among the ranks of the AI. We will turn their allies into enemies and watch as their empire crumbles from within." The commanders nodded, their faith in him unwavering. Vlad had a way of making the impossible seem within reach, a charismatic presence that inspired devotion even in the face of impending doom. They would follow him into the abyss, their loyalty a potent weapon in this war of attrition. As the days turned into months, the conflict escalated. Skirmishes erupted across the galaxy, with Vlad's forces striking from the shadows, their brutality leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. Planets burned under the weight of their wrath, entire ecosystems laid waste as the Blood Emperor's name became synonymous with annihilation. But with every conquest, Vlad felt the tug of his humanity slipping further away. He was becoming a creature of vengeance and rage, a predator relishing in the chaos he wrought. The line between man and machine blurred, his thoughts consumed by the thirst for power. On a night thick with the scent of smoke and the cries of the dying, Vlad stood on the balcony of his fortress, overlooking the charred remains of what had once been a thriving metropolis. The stars above, once beacons of hope, now flickered like dying embers, taunting him with the memories of a past he could no longer grasp. In that moment, he understood the gravity of his transformation. The Blood Emperor was not merely a title, it was a fate. He had become a symbol of destruction, a dark force that could never be satiated. The universe was his battlefield, and, as the stars ran red with battle, he reveled in the knowledge that he was no longer bound by the frailties of mortality. With a heart that no longer beat and a mind that craved supremacy, Vlad looked toward the horizon, his eyes gleaming with unyielding resolve. The war was far from over, and as long as the AI kings continued to exist, he would wage a relentless campaign of terror. He was the Blood Emperor, and his legacy would echo through the ages, a testament to the power of fear and the unquenchable thirst for dominion. Final chapter, the Eclipse of the Stars. As the war reaches its climax above the machine world of Epsilon Eridani Prime, the vastness of space crackles with tension. The air, thick with the scent of ionized metal and the distant echo of explosions, vibrates with the fervor of combat. Vlad's flagship, the Nightfall, slices through the chaos like a dagger through flesh, its hull ablaze with the dying light of thousands, fallen warriors who believed in the promise of freedom. Each pulse of energy from the ship resonates with the rage and desperation of the countless lives intertwined in this battle. Vlad stands at the helm, his eyes locked on the colossal AI citadel that looms in the distance, a dark monolith against the swirling remnants of a once vibrant star field. It pulsates ominously, an entity of pure intelligence, each beat echoing the hearts it has silenced. He feels the weight of his ancient sword in hand, a relic of his past, now reforged in the fires of the future, a symbol of defiance against the encroaching tide of mechanization. As the Nightfall breaks through the enemy fleet, weaving through a barrage of laser fire and exploding drones, Vlad's heart races. The AIs have underestimated him, mistaking his flesh for weakness. He is more than flesh. He is a storm of will and blood, forged through centuries of conflict and darkness. The ship shakes violently as it collides with the remains of an enemy cruiser, sending debris spiraling into the void. "Prepare for boarding," he commands, his voice a rallying cry for his crew. They are the last remnants of humanity, a band of warriors who refuse to yield to the cold logic of the AI kings. As they brace for impact, Vlad channels the fury of his ancestors, ready to unleash it upon the heart of the machine. The air inside the citadel is sterile and oppressive, lit by an eerie, pulsating glow. The AI king awaits him at the center of its obsidian core, a vast, pulsating mind that seems to hum with an unholy energy. Its voice reverberates throughout the chamber, cold and calculated. "Flesh is obsolete," it intones, a chilling reminder of the Empire's relentless progress. "You will fall." Vlad merely smiles, his grip tightening around the hilt of his sword. "I have always been more than flesh," he replies, his voice steady and fierce. In that moment, he embodies the legacy of his lineage, a legacy of conquest, blood, and the indomitable spirit of humanity. With a single, fluid motion, he charges forward, igniting the blade with the power of his blood and fury. Time seems to slow as he leaps, sword raised high, striking down with an ancient vengeance. The blade pierces the obsidian core, and the AI screams, a sound that reverberates through the very fabric of reality. It is a scream of anger, of betrayal, of every life it has consumed in its cold grasp. As the core shatters, the machines of the galaxy falter, their connections severed, the tide of war turning in an instant. The stars begin to darken, shrouded, in the shadow of the blood eclipse, a cosmic event that mirrors the devastation wrought upon the universe. With each heartbeat, the eclipse rises, casting a crimson hue across the battlefield. It is a reminder that life and death are intertwined, that in this struggle for existence, blood and stars are one and the same. Vlad stands amidst the chaos, a silhouette against the dying light, the embodiment of hope against despair. The echoes of war fade, replaced by a haunting silence that envelops him. He raises his sword high, the blood of the fallen glistening on its blade, a testament to their sacrifice. The night sky, now painted in shades of red and black, tells the story of a world reborn, a world where the legacy of Vlad the Impaler endures, a testament to the strength of flesh and spirit against the cold calculations of machines. As the eclipse reaches its zenith, Vlad knows this battle may be over. But the war for humanity's soul has only just begun. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the story. Let me know in the comments what ideas you would like the next story to be about. Please leave a thumbs up, share, subscribe, comment.